Welcome to educatortrader.com. Today we are going to be talking about position sizing. As most of you know, position sizing is one of the three important components when it comes to any trading or investing methodology. Anyone with experience in the market as a trader or as an investor would know that most of the things in the market cannot be controlled. One thing that can and should be controlled is the risk. Position sizing would help us control the risk for every trade that we put on. This position sizing calculator I have put together would help you do just that. It will help you decide the number of shares that you can risk per trade based upon your risk acceptance. Thankfully, this position sizing calculator is very easy to use, and I'm going to walk you through that now. In this position sizing calculator, there are only two areas where you need to input information. The first one is denoted by an orange rectangle, total capital and risk percentage. You want to input your total capital amount that you have for your trading, as well as your risk appetite per trade. So I would typically recommend that you don't want to risk more than 1% or 2% of your total amount. Let's say we are putting 2% or even 1% for that matter. And let's say your total amount is $10,000 that you have in your account. So that would amount to $100 of risk for every trade that you take. The second area where you would input information is denoted in a pink rectangle. This area is where you would enter the entry price and stop price of every trade that you take. So this area will be used for every trade, whereas the first one, the total capital and risk percentage, would be used from time to time. Okay, let's now walk through an example to find out how this calculator actually works. All right, so the total capital we have is $10,000, let's say, for example, and the maximum amount I want to risk per trade is 1%. Now let's say there is a stock that is selling at $55.50 as an entry price, and that's where I want to enter the stock long. And let's say I want to put the stop of $1 below the stock price entry price, so I put it as $54.50. Now you can immediately see that the maximum risk you are taking is $100, and that would be 1% of your account, and the maximum number of shares that you can take is 100 shares. That's the maximum amount of shares you can trade for this given risk and given balance. And the target price, I am setting it to be 2 risk units. In other words, 2 times the risk. We are risking $100, so I would want at least 2 times of that as a reward. So that's why it shows up to be $200 in the total reward section, and also the target price is showing up to be $57.50. So when you enter the trade, you want to enter at $55.50. You want to immediately set the stop loss at $54.50. Thus limiting your total risk to $100, and you aim to make $200. The last portion of this calculator, that is the one denoted with a pink triangle, or rather pink rectangle, cannot be changed. This is only an output screen. You don't have to enter anything in here. The only areas where you would enter information is denoted with a black background. The total capital, risk percentage, entry price, and stop price. These are the 4 values which you would have the ability to enter information into in this calculator. Now let's look at the flip side of it, that is the short side. I'm going to enter $10,000 as my total balance, and I want to risk 1%. And let's say I have a stock that I'm going to sell short at $67.50. and I want to risk $1 as my stop loss. The stop loss is determined based upon your trading edge. So let's say my edge is telling me that I can risk $1.50 for this stock. I would then put my stop as $69. And now immediately I can see that the total amount that I would be risking is $100, and the total reward I'm aiming for is $200. That is dictated by my trading edge. And the total number of shares maximum that I can trade is 67 shares. So that way it's limited to $100. My risk is limited at $100. Risk management comes to be very, very important, whether it is life or trading. If you have a $10,000 sample account, like I've mentioned here in this Excel, you can of course buy lot more shares than what this calculator is telling you to buy. However, by doing so, you are running into the risk of risking more than 1%. Sometimes it could be 5% or 10%, even 20%. You do not know how many percentage of risk you're taking per trade if you don't use a calculator like this. You don't want to bet on any single trade a huge amount of money, because you always have the possibility of losing a lot more money than you should per trade. So it is imperative that you use a calculator and limit your risk, know your risk before you even enter the trade, and also figure out the target price so that you can put in a limit order, exit order, that is, to take the profits, because you don't want to just leave it open, because sometimes the price moves up and then comes back down and stops you out. So you want to always try to take both stop loss as well as the take profit in any given trade. At least that is my methodology. Yours may vary, but it's a general recommendation. There you go, everybody. Feel free to download this calculator. The link will be below this video, and try it out for yourself. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do consider subscribing. I'll be releasing more and more videos talking about stock market. I will talk to you in my next video. Thank you.